Spontaneous speaking video number 9. What's up, everyone? For those of you who follow my blog site, I'm actually going to be referring back to a blog that I wrote earlier this year, around May, called Legacy Over Likes. This is actually the slogan for my blog site as well. And in this blog, I talk about being a visionary, thinking into the future, and that's going to incorporate a lot into this video that I'm about to speak on right now. Seeing into the future, peering into the future, having visionary type of mind. In that blog, I also speak a lot about people like Dr. Martin Luther King, who had a dream, who had a vision, and they were able to see past the present times and peer into the future that they were trying to create. They were aware of all of the ripples that they were causing right now that would echo for years to come, even as of even to times of right now, despite whatever's going on with the election that we're not going to get into. But yes, and on top of that, I even speak about regular artists such as Vincent van Gogh, however you're going to say that word, who he was literally a starving artist that made over 3 million pieces of art, works of art, in his lifetime, and he was only able to sell like 2. I believe it was 3 million. I'd have to check that stat again, but actually let me check real quick. Pause. He actually, for example, is now worth over, his art is worth over 82.5 million, and he created 2,000, I was about to say like 3 million, who has time for that? But yeah, sorry. He created 2,000 works of art, but was only able to sell 2 in his lifetime. That is depressing. But he had some type of visionary thinking that despite whoever is buying my art right now, hopefully he had this type of thinking, or else that's a pretty depressing life. And even if you do have this thinking, it still gets hard. But whoever isn't buying my art right now, one day they'll come to appreciate it. Dr. Martin Luther King, I believe that he had a dream that even if he was not seeing huge results for all the stuff that he was saying at that time, that doesn't mean that in the future when he was gone, or when he is gone, that he would not see those results. And I would say that that's definitely futuristic thinking. That is vision. That's a visionary mindset, being able to see past the present and into the future that you are trying to create. And that's a lot of what I want to talk about today. The main part of being a visionary, the main part of thinking about that is being able to see past the mundane. It's being able to understand that everything that you are doing right now is being a ripple that's going to echo into your future, that's going to echo into other people's future. It's being able to understand the bigger picture of everything that you do, including the details of things that you do. And I want to illustrate this by reading to you an analogy, a story that I had read quite some, I would say maybe a few months ago, that really made me go like, wow, this is perfect. So give that to you and read it to you right now. One day, a traveler was walking along a lane. Came across 3 stonecutters. One day, a traveler walking along a lane came across 3 stonecutters working in a quarry. Each was busy cutting a block of stone. Interested to find out what they were working on, he asked the first stonecutter what he was doing. "I'm cutting a stone." Still no wiser, the traveler turned to the second stonecutter and asked him what he was doing. "I'm cutting this block of stone to make sure that it's a square and its dimensions are uniform, so that it will fit exactly in its place in the wall." A bit closer to finding out what the stonecutters were working on, but still unclear, the traveler turned on the third stonecutter. He seemed to be the happiest of the 3, and when asked what he was doing, he replied, "I am building a cathedral." I really resonated with that story because as you could see, it spoke on how the third stonecutter, they're all doing the same thing. They were all building a cathedral, but they all had different mindsets. The first one saw it as completely mundane, just like, yeah, I'm just cutting a stone. Like, what am I even here for? Second one was like, oh, I'm trying to make sure that it fits into this wall. So he seemed like he was a little bit more driven, like, but still just like, too detail focused. But last dude was like, oh, me? I'm building a cathedral. I'm building a church. And he seemed to be the happiest of them all because unlike the other two, he wasn't just cutting a stone just to cut a stone. He was thinking about everything that stone was going to represent in the future for years to come. That is visionary thinking. Because if you want to make something that's going to last, that's going to make an impact for years to come, you have to understand there's going to be times where while you're building that, you're not going to be, it's not always going to be easy to see the progress or the effects of what you are hoping to receive during that time. And I'll relate that even to these videos, these spontaneous speaking videos that I make. It's not, trust me, it's not easy all the time to just pick up my phone and make these videos, especially when they go up to like 19 minutes long, and then post them on YouTube and all of that. Sometimes even for small things like my Instagram photos that I'll post, I'm like, man, what if nobody really cares to read the caption? What if nobody really cares to even look? What if I only get like 3 likes? What if I don't get no likes? What if people are reading it and they're just like, whatever. But a thing that's always motivated me back when I first created my Twitter account. It motivated me when I created my Instagram account. And then it motivated me when I created my blog site, especially. Because that was tough. Being able to resonate with the mindset that, you know what? I know that maybe as of right now, or since I've created this blog site, a lot of people probably won't be reading them. I have to be okay with that. I have to be okay with the present time that, yes, I believe in all humility that I have wisdom to share with the world, but maybe I'm sharing it with the world that's not ready to receive it yet. I'm not that big of a deal right now. I'm still in college. I'm not famous. I'm not really like well known. I'm not rich or anything. But with visionary thinking, I'm able to peer into the future that I'm trying to build up to. I'm able to keep that mindset like the stonecutter, and I'm able to think of what exactly I'm building, the cathedral. In my life, I would say that the cathedral that I'm trying to build is all of these, my blog site, my Instagram, my Twitter, these spontaneous speaking videos, they're all stones that I'm cutting into. And who knows, 5 to 10 years from now, maybe one day I'm going to get a lucky break and just the right amount of people, or just the right people, are going to look at my stuff and they're going to spread it, and everything that I've created from there on, that for the first 4 years or so never got even any attention, that still only had like 4 views, all of a sudden I become a big deal and everybody wants to watch all of the stuff that I've made since day one. I have to be driven. And the good thing about having a visionary mindset, the good thing about thinking about your legacy, is that a legacy is something that you leave behind even when you're dead. And one of my goals is, when I'm dead and gone, when I'm off of this planet, I still would like to be having a huge impact on people. In fact, my whole Legacy Over Likes blog was referring to how much of an impact dead people were having as of today. Y'all know that y'all did not listen to Prince's music as much as you did as after he died. Just like Vincent van Gogh, a lot of people didn't really a lot of people did not buy his art and stuff until he died and he was gone, and then all of a sudden all this attention rushed to him. So I think, I mean, I'm not trying to be morbid or anything, but I think about all of the stuff that I'm producing right now. And even if I don't get that lucky break from the next 5 to 10 years or whatever, I believe, or I have a vision, I have the optimism, I have the courage to continue to make these things and build up that legacy. And I believe that when I'm dead and gone, there will be people in life who will be like, who is this Denzel Mensa that just died? Oh, you know, he has a YouTube channel. I want to check out a lot of the stuff that he said. Yo, that's really deep. I have to share this with some people. And, you know, as things keep on going on, next thing you know, all of this stuff is just blowing up. I believe that's the same way that Dr. Martin Luther King was. I feel like he had a huge impact while he was alive, of course. But it wasn't until he died that all of a sudden everybody was like, who is Martin Luther King? What, you know, what did he have to say? Hold on, let's sit and actually reflect. How are we going to carry out his vision, his legacy, even more powerfully now that he's gone? So I believe that as a visionary, it is extremely important to keep that vision. It is extremely important to understand that the present time is not all that it's going to be. It's completely important to look past the present and into the future that you want. You have to keep that in mind, because that vision is what's going to give you the courage to be able to create all of this. So even right now, that's why I have legacy over likes, because honestly, I mean, likes are great. Likes are great. I love looking at my Instagram posts. I like looking at my pictures and everything, not pictures of me, but like the meaningful stuff that I actually post, and seeing comments. Oh, I love comments. I love the DMs and the inboxes that people send me, like, yo, Denzel, that was really deep. Like, yo, I really like this. The shares, all of that. I love that. It's so encouraging because it helps me know, like, okay, I'm actually making a difference. However, the likes, I don't do it for the likes. I do it for the impact. And to be able to understand that even if people are not liking my material right now, people are not sharing my material right now, people are not even watching it, that's okay, because one day when I'm dead and gone, I believe, even if I'm wrong, then I'll be dead and gone. So, you know, at least I died with that mindset, so I'm happy. But I truly believe that when I'm dead and gone, people will go back. They'll go back to my Facebook. They'll go back to my Instagram, my Twitter, my YouTube channel, and they'll watch all this material. My children, they'll look at this and they'll share it. It'll help somebody around the world. And that's the kind of vision that I keep in mind. So I would say that visionaries do not try to impact the present world. They're thinking far beyond that. So I guess that's all I kind of want to say. And I guess I'll just end with a quote that to be a visionary, all you need is lots of courage, a goal, and an ample amount of optimism. Done.